Okay, okay, wait. All right, I just came back from Across the Spider Verse, and I gotta tell you, this movie by far the best movie of this year. I wanted to go even further than this year, but let's just keep it at this year for now, okay? So it's gonna take a lot for the remaining movies of this year to beat this one. If it does beat it, like that movie has to be like some really good movie in order to beat this one. Because I swear, yo, this Across the Spider Verse way better than the first one. Into the Spider Verse. I'm it's I'm struggling to find the words to talk about this movie, so no post-credit scenes whatsoever for this movie. But the ending itself, so good. The third act, like, oh man, like you know, man, the discoveries that Miles did towards the end of the movie, and then Gwen assembling her own spider team to go against Miguel's society. Oh, it was so good. I can't wait for the next one. They literally just ended in a cliffhanger, bro. Like, what's with all the movies this year with cliffhangers? So I am waiting for Beyond the Spider Verse. So there's no post credit scenes. Just at the end, they just kind of wrote Miles will return in Beyond the Spider Verse. I can't wait for that, bro. This was so good, so much better than the first one. I can't even. So there were references to the MCU, of course. Uh, I want to talk about this. All right. So Miguel mentioned Spider-Man 2099. If just in case you don't know who Miguel is, so he mentioned how it pissed him off. Like, don't even get me started about that nerd on Earth 199,999. I repeat, Earth 199,999. That is the MCU's Earth. Deal with it. It will never be 616. All you new MCU fans who just watched Doctor Strange and be like, oh, the MCU is 616. No, it was always 199,999. It was always that, and it always will be. You have to accept it. I'm pretty sure you're gonna struggle to get through that scene because y'all are hell bent on believing that one movie based on that one movie that it's Earth 616, but it's not. It never was. It never will be. Deal with it. And also, there is a character from the MCU himself. He was in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Everyone was wondering why, like when will we ever see him again? And he's played by the same person as well. I'm not gonna tell you this character is related to Miles. We saw him in the Spider-Man: Homecoming. He had a small, meeting with Spider-Man in Spider-Man: Homecoming. So we saw him. He was that character. So and yeah, what I liked about this movie is like they did a lot of these you know, how do I put this? Live action characters. There were comic characters. There were animated show characters. Ultimate Spider-Man was in this, and then I think they had the PS4 Spider-Man too, and like all of them kind of interacted in that own form. Like just because this movie itself is an animated form, the live action characters that do appear in this movie, they don't appear in animated form. They appear in their own live action form. So we saw one character from the Sony's Venom universe. So yeah, this was amazing. And yeah, there were this is not exactly a cameo, but there were scenes of Andrew and Toby, but it was taken right from the Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man 1 movie, about, losing Uncle Ben and stuff. So, oh man, I swear, but this movie was so good. I'm struggling to, like, start, like, where to start. Like, a lot of stuff happened. The only major flaw I think this movie had was about the continuity error, and mainly involving Gwen's flashback about her and Peter and how Peter became the lizard. Like they showed it in the first movie. That was the whole problem because they completely changed it from the first movie. Because in the first movie, we saw that she defeated Peter, who was the lizard, and then he died, and then he looks exactly like the other Peters. Like all the Peters look the same, but in this one, her Peter looked different, and he didn't die after being defeated by Gwen. He died after the whole like construction thing fell on top of him. So I don't know what that was. Like that was definitely a continuity error where they literally changed it like that, where Peter now looks different, even though in the first movie he looks like the other Peters. And in the first movie, through her flashback in the first movie, he died because he died like after getting defeated by Gwen. But in this one, he died after some stuff fell on him. So I don't know what was that about. So Gwen's story. Gwen had a major, major, major character. Uh, it was a major character in the movie. So it started with her story a little bit. Like in the first movie, you started with Peter Parker, like that Earth's Peter Parker story, and then this one we started with Gwen's story, and gradually from there we go to Miles, and then we meet Miguel. So Miguel didn't really appear too much because this movie was more about establishing the Spot as the major villain. At the beginning, I was like, ain't no way this is how they're doing Spot, but gradually they did make him feel more like a powerful villain. Even himself, he didn't appear that much. I mean, he did appear when when he's supposed to, and like he's definitely going to be built up as the major villain. Miguel is also being built up as a problem too, because I thought he was going to be the villain based on what we saw in the trailers and stuff, but he's not the villain. I mean, in a way, he kind of is, but not a bad guy villain type. So Miguel's character in this movie, right? It reminds me a lot of Doctor Strange from No Way Home, mixed with Wanda from Multiverse of Madness. So like he doesn't have any family members, and then he saw himself, his doppelganger from another Earth, who has a child and everything, and then he goes to that Earth, and then like now he kind of like he's kind of the same as Doctor Strange in No Way Home, where he's like, the timeline needs to stay constant. Like whatever happens, happens. If they die, they die. So that's just how it's supposed to go. So he's that kind of character where he doesn't actually care. He only cares about keeping all the Earth and the timeline stable, not making it go into oblivion. So he's like, okay, if your father dies, he dies. That's literally what he said to Miles. Like, if your father dies, he dies. That's what is supposed to happen to all the Spider-Man. Like, that's just that's just how it is. That's just how the canon works. That's the word that they use for a lot of stuff, which is canon, which is how certain things were supposed to go. It should not be changed. So Miles kind of did something that changed it. I actually thought about it, but then I thought maybe it's not really a big deal. But yeah, actually it was. What he did on Spider-Man India's Earth. Spider-Man India was actually a pretty interesting character. That whole thing was actually pretty good. Yeah, that was a cool character. And towards the end, he did join Gwen's little spider group, and I'm pretty sure he's going to return in the next movie too. So, and Miles' story connects deeper in this one. They reveal way too much about Miles and how he was like the problem for the multiverse collapsing in the first place. And Miguel is kind of pissed at him. And yeah, Miles also reminds me of Peter from No Way Home. Like he goes like exactly like Doctor Strange and Peter from No Way Home. Like like Peter's like there's got to be another way to letting them die. I'm gonna find another way. I'm gonna do it. And then Miguel was like, no, if they die, they die. That's how it's supposed. If that's how it's supposed to go, then that's what's supposed to happen. You can't change it. So it reminds me a lot of No Way Home, which is actually kind of similar, but it makes sense. But in a way, it's kind of cruel too. And the other spiders there, a lot of them were just okay with it because they're just like, yeah, this is how it's supposed to go. Because if it didn't go this way, then the Earth would have changed and gone another way, and it's not really good for that Earth. Some Earth kind of malfunctioned. Like Spider-Man India's Earth was going into oblivion too because of a mistake that Miles did. And then the whole reveal at the end where Miles went somewhere, and then that whole reveal was amazing. So, oh man, animation was amazing. Obviously, like the first one had great animation too. So I don't even like there was no a single character who was eccentric to the story. Gwen was important, Miguel was important, Miles was important. Yeah, Peter B. Parker was in this movie too. Mayday Parker was in this movie. Um, so yeah, he joins the Gwen's like host group too. Like I'm pretty sure they're kind of teasing a whole like spider civil war kind of thing between like Miguel's group of spiders and Gwen's group of spiders. But again, we don't really know what happened because they just ended just like that. The last shot was basically like two different stuff about Miles somewhere, and I'm not gonna tell you, and also Gwen's whole group of her assembled spiders, and then it just that's it. That's this is how it ended. So I'm really excited to see how that goes because it looks like that's how it's gonna be because all the other spiders was literally working for Miguel because they were actually going with it that Miguel actually makes sense that you can't actually change anything in the timeline, everything is supposed to go how it's supposed to go. So yeah, man, trying to remember anything else. Yeah, Spider Punk was amazing too. Bro, his character was one of the best, definitely, bro. So who else? Yeah, Jessica Drew. Of course, race swap. Because that's just a requirement for American movies. So I guess sure. Uh, and yeah, like I said, there were a lot of characters from the animated shows and the comic shows where they show you Miguel kind of shows to Miles like how it is to be Spider-Man. You gotta lose somebody. It shows Andrew Garfield's character losing his Uncle Ben. Andrew Garfield's Peter. What do I mean? Andrew Garfield's character. Garfield's Peter, and Toby's Peter losing Ben. So they kind of showed all that. They didn't show anything about Tom Holland Spider-Man though. I mean, like I said, they did show a character from the MCU, like from his related to his Spider-Man. Peter, well, not exactly Peter's, but yeah, from Spider-Man: Homecoming, you'll see who that is. Played by I don't even want to say it because if I say who is playing it, I'm pretty sure you can already guess it. So I'm not really sure he's gonna appear in any future planning for the MCU or anything because he's stuck here on this Earth on Miguel's Earth. So I'm not really sure how that's gonna go. Is he gonna show up anytime soon in the MCU? I don't really know. I hope so though. That would be actually cool to see how he got captured and how he was sent there. So man, uh, yeah, oh yeah, Ben Riley was in this movie. Yeah, I forgot about Ben Riley was in this movie. He was actually some of the spiders are so stupid. Like not in a bad way though, like in an entertainingly stupid way. Like Spider Punk and Ben Riley Spider Man. A lot of the spiders looked weird. There was a cat spider. There was a dinosaur spider. So uh yeah, this is such a great movie, man. I can't stop talking about it. I can't stop thinking about it. It was so good. Let me see if I forgot anything. I don't think I forgot anything. Yeah. Uh, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm definitely. I don't know when Beyond the Spider Verse is coming out. I think it's next year. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be this year, right? Because Across the Spider Verse was supposed to be last year, and Beyond was supposed to be out. Man, it's okay. At least I'm fine with it because these kind of movies are really good. So sometimes they might take the time to make it better. So I'm fine with it. Especially like not compared to those movies where they take time, they postpone it, and then it's still shit. These kind of movie, is gonna be good, so I don't really mind waiting. If they want to add something. So yeah, like I said, the only problem that I have was the continuity error with Gwen's whole flashback. It just didn't make sense on how her flashback was different in the first movie, and then this one is a bit different. So I just didn't really get that on why that one much. So I can say a lot, but I just don't want to spoil it because this movie is every Spider-Man fan. It doesn't matter which Spider-Man fan you are, the animated shows, movies, games, whatever, like comics. Like if you're a Spider-Man fan, this is for you. This is like a whole love letter to Spider-Man fans. This is amazing, man. I think that's pretty much all I can say without spoiling anything. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did spoil some stuff throughout throughout this review, but it was not too major where it can ruin your experience. Some of them are just like, ah, yeah, sure. I mean, it's huge too, but like some of them, I feel like I gotta say it in order for me to, talk about it. So yeah, all right, y'all. Like this is such a good movie. Man, I can see myself watching it again and again and again. This is one of those movies. I'm waiting for Beyond the Spider Verse. I hope it comes out soon. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be next year. Definitely, they're not gonna release the same movie in like a year. So yeah, that's great. That's great. I hate it, bro. I hate it. They keep doing this thing. I mean, it's a good way to keep people's interests. Like they did it with Fast X. They just ended in a bunch of cliffhangers, and now this movie, y'all making us wait. Ah man. All right, y'all. That is all for my review for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Great movie. Go watch it, please, in the theaters. If you don't watch it, man, like I don't know what to say about y'all. You gotta watch it. Best movie of the year. I want to go even further, say decade. Just yeah, that would be the fan in me saying it. I gotta be, I gotta be, not biased. So yeah, so I would say the best movie of this year. All right, that is all for my review. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, then subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this, and give this video a like and comment down below what you thought about the movie. If you've already watched it, or anything else, comment down below. So yeah, that is all. Thank you very much. See you next time. Goodbye.